Alright, page 121, fixing notes in the piano roll editor. Previously, you used the score editor as a guide while you practiced the bass part. For this exercise, you'll work with the piano roll editor to modify the length and position of the individual bass notes to fix any timing issues your recording may have. So number one, we need to move the playhead to bar 9 in the timeline. Number 2, select the fingerstyle bass track containing your new recording. It's already selected there. Number 3, press E to display the score editor. Click the piano roll button to display the piano roll editor. Clicking E. Score and piano roll are right up here. That's piano roll, and then that's score. I'll drag that over, and you'll see that we have green MIDI notes. Those are all the MIDI notes that I recorded. Flipping the page over to page 122. Number 4, swipe over the region in the piano roll editor display area left or right, or drag the horizontal slider at the top of the editor, which appears when you swipe to position the beginning of the new region, or of the region at bar 9 at the beginning of the visible area of the editor. Also adjust the horizontal zoom slider in the editor or pinch on your touchpad as needed until the grid shows each beat in the measure. The beats are listed in the editor ruler as a decimal point after the bar number, such as 9.3 for the third beat of bar 9. So using this, you can see from right there to right there, I can see each beat now. 9, 9.2, 3, 4, and then 10. Human performances usually aren't perfect. Sometimes the imperfections in music add subtle nuances and feeling to a song. In fact, you probably could get away with your recording as is, with no additional editing. However, since you need to learn how to edit anyway, let's fix it. Each note, represented by a green bar in the piano roll editor, should start exactly on beat. The long note should start exactly at the beginning of a measure. And to fix the timing or position of a note in the piano roll editor, you simply click and drag the note in the middle to move it, and on the edge to trim or lengthen it. So if we're looking at this one right here, I can click in the middle, and I can move it. I can also shorten it or lengthen it. So number 5, drag the first note in the region to the left until it starts at the first beat, or the beginning of bar 9. Chances are your first note will not look exactly like the one shown in the screenshot. Regardless of its length, you need to move the first note to the beginning of bar 9. So that's what I did there. Mine started a little bit later. I think it was about right there. I moved it to the beginning. Page 123. Notice that when you select a note, the Notes tab at the top of the piano roll editor inspector turns blue. Drag the second note to the fourth beat of bar 9. Second note right here. As you can see, fixing notes individually is not difficult. However, if you're working with a long region or a lot of notes, this process can become rather tedious. Turn the page to 124. That's where quantizing comes into play. Quantizing notes in a region. Rather than manually moving each and every note in a region to fix the timing, you can quantize the timing. Quantizing is a digital music term for automatically fixing timing based on set parameters. In this case, GarageBand will automatically move all the notes to the nearest grid line based on the settings in the piano roll editor inspector. You can use the Time Quantize button to fix the timing of all the notes in an entire region or selected notes. These timing changes are non-destructive. The original timing is never lost, so you can turn off time quantize at any time to return to the original recorded timing. One thing to keep in mind is that the time quantize feature is selection based. If you have a note selected, only that note will be fixed. To fix all the notes in a region at once, you need to first deselect any notes. The piano roll editor inspector controls change depending on whether you have a region, that's all the notes, or individual notes selected. The region or notes tab change automatically based on your selection. So number 1 on page 124, click an empty space in the editor display area to deselect all notes within the region. The top of the inspector shows which items can be modified. Number 2, in the piano roll editor inspector, type My in the region name field so that the name of the region changes to My Fingerstyle Bass. Oh, right there. Press return to implement the change. This will help distinguish your recording from the one provided in the starting version of the project. Page 125, number 3. In the piano roll editor inspector, click the time quantize pop-up menu and choose 16th note. That's 1/16. So time, go down here, 16th note. So you'll notice that as soon as I clicked on that, every one of these recorded regions moved over to align with the nearest 16th note. The nearest 16th note. Press E to hide the piano roll editor and press K to kill the click track. Play the project from bar 9 to 17 to hear your edited recording in action. All right. Alright, everything's lined up perfectly. Number 6, control click or right click the track header for the top fingerstyle bass track and choose delete track from the shortcut menu. Go here, delete track. Okay. So that deleted that initial recording that was already on there. So we want to save our progress with our recording, so press Command S to save, and we'll pick it up on the next video.